Welcome to the series where I'll be building an episode of Doctor Who inside of Minecraft each episode. This first series will be looking at the first series of Doctor Who. Released in 2005, it is a rebooted comeback of the show, commonly referred to by fans as the New Who era. In each of my episodes, I will be building the key themes and plot points from the Doctor Who episodes inside a 22x22 grid in Minecraft Creative. Hope you can join me along this journey, and let's get started. The second episode of the series takes us to the year 5.5/Apple/26, 5 billion years into the Earth's future, where it is the end of the world. The Doctor and Rose's first adventure takes them to the year 5 billion, where they travel to a satellite called Platform 1. This is observing the end of the Earth, where the sun is finally expanding and taking the Earth over. We meet an array of alien guests on this platform who are the rich and excellent who can afford to watch the Earth die. Now, immediately we see something wrong here as these little spider droids sort of invade the ship and they slowly kill some of the crew as Rose is exploring this new and unfamiliar world. First they kill a worker in the vents, and then they kill the steward who was greeting everyone in the start. Next, these robots go to disable the ship's defences, where they take down the shield that is blocking the sun's radiation from destroying Platform 1. My memory is quite fuzzy at how these events are kind of fall into place, but I remember now that it all sort of goes wrong. Rose gets trapped into a room, the Doctor has to save her, the Doctor finds a spider, he takes a spider to everyone and says, "Come on Jim Bob, go find your owner," and then eventually he goes to this trampoline looking woman. We get introduced to this character earlier on in the episode, but this is Lady Cassandra, who is the last pure human being from Earth, and obviously having, I think, over 100 surgeries to become a trampoline basically of skin and a face with her brain in a little jar. What's important is that she needs to be moisturised every 2 to 5 minutes or else she will dry up. As it's revealed that she is the big baddie, she teleports away to a nearby ship, and her plan is revealed that she wants to see all of the rich people burn, I think for an insurance plot or something like that, so she can sue Platform 1 and say it was all a big risk. The Doctor and his new accomplice Jade, who is a tree lady, can't remember where she's from, what species, go down to the fans, which is the cooling of the ship, and the Doctor does some Time Lord magic, but Jade has to sacrifice herself so the Doctor can get to the shutdown lever and push the shields back on. I'm not sure how it works, but it works. Then the Doctor goes back and he's all angry and he's like, "Not today," and then he reverses the teleport, and then Cassandra's on her own bragging because people have died, and then she dries up and explodes everywhere, and then the Doctor and Rose ponder looking onto the stars, and then they go back to Earth and they talk about chips, and it's quite nice, and it's quite a wholesome episode talking about the history of the Earth and how everything has an end. Unfortunately, while I was editing this video, I found that because I do these videos over a long period of time, I have actually lost the footage for the first half of the build. As you can see there, we have built the planet below and the beginning of Platform 1. Because that is what I'm going to be building for today's chunk challenge, we are going to do Platform 1 within this small space. However, now we can jump in to doing the middle part. So, in this middle part, I want to build a scene where the Doctor is travelling through the big fans, because I believe that will be located in the bottom of the ship, because it is the engine sort of thing. So I'm placing down some black concrete to sort of represent the big hole abyss that we see, the big drop down of the ship. And now I'm going to be putting in the platforms that support the Doctor and the fans. That to me looks like a good sort of platform build we got going here. We've got the stairs above there, and yeah, not too big, not too small. So I've put the button in the end, and I want to add the lever that Jade pulls here on the other side. And maybe we could just add a little nod to Jade with hee. Now it's fan time. Let's begin with our big turbines coming in. I want them to sort of come off this big strip here. I'm not quite sure where to put it. Oh, I'm breaking everything now. Maybe a bit lower because I want them to be sort of circle shaped. I'm not happy with how pointy these are, so let's get these a bit more round. Now I know they're going to be comically large, but in the show they're comically large, so that is fine. That looks pretty good. I like that. Now let's try and build some sort of here. That's just too close. I kind of want to be multiple fans, not just one big one or like two. Now this is more like what I mean. That looks pretty good, looks good spaced out, and you can actually kind of tell what I'm trying to go for here. Just going to add some more decorations on the side here. I think these acacia trapdoors sort of make it feel quite rustic and sort of a ship design. I think this room's pretty much nearly done, so let's just seal this up and begin on the next layer. I'm very happy with how this one turned out. As you can see, I'm going for a sort of theme of the rooms sort of describing what happened in the episodes. Now I know every single one of these chunk builds can't be like that because of the way the build will work, but I like this vertical sort of ship design where we can tell the story throughout the actual ship as being the storyteller, which is very good. That can't go there because there's a thing there. I kind of want access to each of the rooms too, so we're going to put it there. It may look a little bit chunky, but I am liking how this build is turning out so far. And now let's do the next layer. It is a bit dark in here, but we are placing our brown mushroom blocks in here because I want to build the scene where all the aliens are put together in the same room and the observant room. The sort of main setting for this plot, for this episode, I think, is what it is. Sort of the most iconic room, I think. So let's put these lights in the side on the walls. I don't want them to be the walls to be too thick because I want there to be enough space in this room to be able to fit creatures inside. I'm really liking this mushroom and sandstone sort of colour palette. I might even try and use this elsewhere in some other builds that I'm doing on my creative world. But see, we're just going to put the decorative stuff in a room because the actual ship, we don't want it too much of it showing through. I think this big window here looking out is quite a good call. And behind here, we could even fit maybe like an elevator or something. Okay, so this room's looking pretty done now. We've got the sort of open area as I wanted. We've got lights installed too. And now it's time to start building the aliens inside. So first of all, I want to build that blue guy that sits in that little chair. I'm not quite sure how to make him. I don't actually know his name. If you guys do know his name and you're more of a die-hard fan than I am, then by all means comment his name. But I think we all know the one I'm talking about. The one they made that action figure of that nobody bought. He's some sort of important blue alien who sits in his chair, sort of like Jabba the Hutt. But he's much, much smaller, equally as fat. Now let's move on to Lady Cassandra, who, as I may have mentioned, was the last surviving human who underwent about, I think that she said about 100 surgeries to become the flabby bit of skin with a brain in the jar. Okay, well here is my first attempt and I'm not that keen on it, to be honest. So we're going to do this again. We're going to place a minecart with a chest, so maybe the chest will look like the brain. And now we're going to piston a block on top, so the glass will go around the minecart. If I get the piston facing down. Nope. Yes, here we go. Okay, like that. That's good. Now we can place a banner on top of that blue glass block there. Like so. Don't like it. So I'm going to switch the banner for glass panes to give the sort of flat effect of Cassandra and make it possibly more noticeable. And then give her a little roof bit too. And I think that does the job better than just a simple banner. Now I could have put eyes on the banner, but I don't think I need to for this. Keep it simple. Not looking too shabby so far. I am really liking this design. I know it's a bit overly large, but I'm quite happy with that. Now, unfortunately, I have some bad news. I have lost the footage for the rest of the build because I filmed this over such a long time. But here is the final build. We have Platform 1 completely built. Now, as you see down here, we have the Earth that it sits above. That is the whole point of the episode where it gets destroyed. I think the Earth came out quite good. I like the different gradients, and I think they're not over the top. And you can kind of tell it's a planet, even if it is just the top of it. Now, moving on up, we have some exterior designs where we have some engines here and some satellites and cool spiky things like the actual image of the platform one has. Panning up now, we have the full exterior of the satellite, and I think it came out very, very good. Now, it may not look exactly like what it does in the show, but I think it does the job, and I do like the windows that I implemented because I feel like it creates that observing feel. So we start our tour in the very bottom of the ship, where we have these little lovely lights underneath what is the bridge the Doctor and Jade visited with the big fans. And here we have a little tribute to Jade as a sapling. And over here we have the fans. I only put two of them in the end because it sort of looks too crowded otherwise. Have Jade here putting the lever. Couldn't quite get her on fire, unfortunately. Now if we head up through the build, all of these rooms are connected. We have the main room where all the aliens are. Cassandra is, and the blue guy, and Facer Bow, and all of the mysterious aliens that Rose sees. Now I didn't put many of them in here. Now we have our little elevator shaft, which goes up to this next room, which actually features the TARDIS, which is where it is in this build. I'm trying to put them in every single build. And in this room here is the room that Rose and the Doctor stood, where Rose was trapped in, and where I think Rose gets her phone working and she phones home. So quite a nice touch. And then above here we have the exit. Now overall I think this build turned out absolutely amazing. Obviously I'm going to say that, bias of course, but I do think it does the job. You can tell what episode it is if you've seen the episode. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next chunk challenge, where I will be building episode 3, The Unquiet Dead. And I'm missing a piece here. Okay, now the build's done. There we go. End of video. There we are. Thank you all very much for watching. Bye.